Hello everybody, my name is Cirque and welcome back to another episode of Project Ozone 2. Now I must confess, I lost an episode. I just recorded an episode and I went to edit it and realized that the audio was missing. It was completely gone, all the game and mic audio. So this is going to be a bit of a recap. It's going to be a lot of talking. I apologize, but there was quite a bit of stuff that I did before the episode, and then we did a bunch of stuff during the episode. So let's get started. First off, I have been working on some designs for how I want this place to look. I decided to go with these technical blocks. Usually in the past, in modded Minecraft, if I wanted like a sci-fi build, futuristic build, I've used like the factory blocks or the futuristic armor plating, I think is what they used to be called. I think there's something different now, but that's what we've made our mob farm out of. I was looking through the chisel blocks though, and I saw these technical blocks right here, and I really liked them. They have some interesting different variants. They're pretty light in color, as you see, and they're also very like dingy and rusted. I like the way that that looks, and it's something different than what I've done before, because I've done a lot of domes and spheres, especially out of glass. I mean, with the help of the building guide, this is a super easy thing to do. And so I've done this before. I've used factory blocks a lot before in the past, and I wanted to do something different, something new. So I think this is the direction we're going to go. We have these cool hexagonal plates in the floor. This obviously is not done. This is like a first draft, just playing around with some blocks, some things. I'm going to put some more detailing into the floor. I don't think I'm going to go with this glass. This is a chisel variant of glass called bubble glass, and I thought it would look kind of nice, and plus I was calling these things bubbles, so I was like, sure, why not? I think what we're going to go with instead is this quite clear glass. It's a completely clear glass, which when you're doing something like this with the dome, there's already lots of lines, and so I think it's important to eliminate all of these little like streaks and lines around the outsides. Otherwise, I think this looks way too busy. So we're gonna go with this clear glass. It's from Ender.io. Super easy to get from the chisel. I love that. And the one good thing about it is that when you break it, you do not need a pick. It'll give you back the item. So those are some building things that I've been working on. I upgraded my pick. I replaced the alumite pickaxe head with a cobalt head, so now this thing has a mining level of manulin instead of ardite. I also put a silky jewel on it, so now it's silk touch, which is going to come in handy for harvesting all this glass back up and redoing these domes in the quite clear glass. I won't lose as many resources there. I completed a bunch of quests. Most of them were the agricraft quests, so I finished up all of these, the carrots, and all of these different ore plants. So we have some of those here. We have the diamondalias, trying to get a perfect 10-10-10 out of those. We have the redstone over here that I actually already got a 10-10-10. So now I'm just growing them so I can harvest for redstone. Beautiful. And I got the Aragolds here, the Lapinders, the Amaryllis, and we've got the iron one already. There a few things about these. There was netherwort over here before when I was trying to get this niterwort spores, and the netherwort wasn't growing. You can actually bone meal netherwort, but it needs to be dark enough. It needs to be less than light level 7, I think. And so I had to cover it up with cobblestone, bone meal the netherwort, and then take away the covering, and then it spread and mutated to create the niterwort spores. So that worked. Another thing is, last time I said these plants didn't need to be didn't need to have the ore underneath the dirt. They actually do, and we can check that out. So here I have some red stododendron. If I just put this here, it says in the Wayla up top, this plant cannot grow here. I'll try and put it over something dark. It says this plant cannot grow here. Whereas on here it says this plant is fertile and can grow. So you do need to have those ores underneath in order for this stuff to grow. I also did the carrot, all the carrots. So these are kind of interesting. The way that you make them is you need like this one, you take this carrot seed and you mix it with the black seed on top of coal, and that gives you basically like a coal carrot seed or a coal level carrot seed. This one is iron, so you take the ferranium or the iron seeds, mix with the carrot on an iron block. And I have some of those here. So here we have like lavender, and that was breeding with the carrot seeds to make these, the 18 carrot seeds. We have the amaryllis and the carrot seeds to make the 20 carrot. So we got the emerald carrot. We have gold carrot, and over here we have the diamond carrot. And all of these have different, basically like potion effects. Actually, we don't need them on us. So here we have the diamond carrot. That gives you a bunch of buffs: resistance, strength, health boost, and regen for 9 minutes on 3 of those, which is awesome. This is the emerald. Yeah, that gives you regen for 9 minutes. We have the lapis, which gives you water breathing. The iron gives you, or no, I think that's gold, gives you fire resistance. I would assume. Maybe it is iron. I have no idea. I'm not sure where. Oh, maybe this is gold. Yeah, this one's iron, gives you fire resistance. Gold gives you saturation. And coal gives you haste. And the redstone gives you speed. So all of those are pretty useful. I might use them. Especially the diamond ones might come in handy. But again, these do not bone meal. It seems like all of the more expensive plants don't bone meal. Like the amaryllis ones don't. I believe the Aragold, the gold ones, were the first ones that don't bone meal. So when you get like these kind of expensive plants, they don't let you grow them quickly. And while I was working on all this stuff, I had to go back to the nether to get some more ores. I ended up dying, and so I went down to 4 lives. We did get a bunch of hearts, a bunch of quarter hearts from the quests, from those quests. And so I'm back up to 5 lives. But since I died and was having trouble, I decided to make a shuriken. I got an alumite shuriken here. This thing is pretty awesome. It's just a projectile, like ninja star type thing that you throw. Boom, boom. It's really nice to have. And there's a number on there. That's basically like how much ammo you have. When that reaches 0, you don't lose this thing. It just breaks, and you can repair it. Well, this one is alumite, so you can repair it with more alumite, and that will just increase the number. The max is 110 ammo. I don't know if you can up that at all, if it's like better for certain materials or if there's a modifier to up that. I'm not entirely sure. And also, they're like arrows. If you throw them and they miss, then you can pick them up, which is pretty nice. We completed a couple other quests too in this Gamma one that I didn't intend to complete. It's just I had made these things already. So this one, you needed storage drawers, drawer controller, which we had before, and then I made a compacting drawer, and then we already made all these upgrades, so we had that one complete. So I was talking about last episode how I wanted to try out these compacting doors for all of the ores. I don't think that's going to work. So the nice thing about these is you can store one type of metal in each drawer, and it'll give you the different forms, the ingot or the nugget, the ingot, and the block form, and you can pull it out in whatever form you want. So if I take some nuggets out, it'll give me nuggets. I can put those back in, take some ingots out, and it's really nice to have. I wonder, I do have some redstone here. Does it work with redstone? It does. So with the redstone, we have the redstone and then the redstone block. So it's a pretty neat little device. I was hoping I think it's just with Kappa mode, I'm assuming. We don't have a recipe for like iron blocks. As you can see here, it doesn't show iron blocks on there. I was hoping this would be a way around that. But I guess the only way to get blocks is to like put it into a smeltery and pour it out in the casting basin. So since this thing doesn't show blocks, these things are super expensive and probably not worth it. Or they're not really super expensive, but each one of these takes 2 compactors, which means they take 8 pistons and 8 of these red alloy wires. And it's just a lot of this red alloy ingot, which is a lot of redstone. And we still don't have a ton of redstone. Hopefully we can remedy that soon with the redstodendron plants, getting some redstone from here. But even so, since it doesn't have the blocks in these compacting drawers, since you can't get the blocks from those, it'd be a lot more efficient to just use the 4 compartment drawers like I've been using. Because honestly, I don't use nuggets all that much. I might just have a chest with all of the nuggets that I have off to the side. And then I can use those drawers for blocks and for ingots. Because they're, like over here, we have 13 different metals. Plus we have tons of alloys and other metals. And I'm going to want a space for each of those. And so that would be a lot of compacting drawers to make. Those drawers are a lot cheaper and easier. So I think I'm just going to stick with those. Speaking of storage, someone brought up before that we should make an ME system, and I didn't think we could yet. And we can't. We have to go to other planets to get some of the resources in order to make those. But I did see that there is, I think, an Ender IO. I believe we even looked at it before. How do you stop that thing from being yellow? What is it? It's some sort of terminal, I believe. No. Although I think if we look at one of these terminals, you need it to make it. Inventory panel. This is from Ender IO. This is similar to something I've used before. I think it was a Project Red mod item. Basically, you can hook up a bunch of pipes to chests, to just normal chests, anything with a storage. Hook up a bunch of pipes to those, and then you can use that. Where did that go? What was it called? Inventory panel? Yeah, inventory panel. You can use this thing to look at everything that's in those chests, and I'm pretty sure you can search for items. Something that I did back in Attack of the B Team. They didn't have Applied Energistics, but they did have Project Red, which had that system. And so once we get a QED and start getting into Ender IO, we can do something with that to make our storage a little bit better. Honestly, all of these drawers are fine. I like these. We can hook these up to the system so that they're included, but I do have a lot of chests that are like this, and that's kind of an issue. There's a bunch more chests over there with just tons of random items that don't necessarily have a good spot to put them, so that'd be pretty nice to organize everything. And by the way, these are some of the items that we got from rewards. This is kind of cool, the Fluivac and the Flux Transfuser. I've never used the Flux Transfuser, but it transfuses RF into and out of compatible items and devices. So you can basically, it's like a gun to extract power from things and put it into other things. The Fluivac I have used before. It's probably not going to be super useful here, but you can use it to like pick up and put down fluids, like lots of lava. There's not a lot of fluids here though, so that's not super helpful. And then yeah, we got just a few other random things. Apparently this was an epic reward, a really good one. It's from a mod called Redstonic. Never used that mod, never heard of it, so I don't know if it's really all that important. I guess we could look at the recipe, which doesn't look that crazy. So I think that's about everything that's happened since last episode. We still have some time to get some things done. That's good. So one thing I want to do is we can make a blast furnace for a quest and also for the purpose of steel making. I got some coal coke in here. What else do we need? Or what else was I going to get? I wanted to get some of this treated wood and some of this creosote oil. Maybe we'll make some more coal coke too, just to make sure that we have it. And then what else do I want? Iron. Let's get some iron. And then I should have my engineer's hammer with me. Yes, right there. All right, so crafting table. Let's make, I don't remember exactly how to make it, but we have a quest to make 27 blast bricks. Oh, I guess we can't do that. Let's do this, blast brick, and do that. So let's make 28 of these. There we go. And let's take all this stuff as well. So that is that quest. Yay, we got one done. Cool. We also have this one for a water wheel. We need to make 3 of these treated wood planks. So that's just treated wood planks into that. Do you actually need to do that? It looks like that's just a chisel variant, isn't it? Maybe that switches. Okay, yeah, that just switches. So you need treated wood for this, some treated sticks. I think whoops, for treated sticks. Oh, those are the blast bricks. They look kind of similar in color. Treated sticks is just like this. Is it any shape? Yeah. So it's like normal sticks. So we'll do that. And then how much do we need there? We're going to need 4 for each of those. That only makes 1. And we need 3 water wheels. So we'll need 4, 16, a lot of sticks. 48 sticks. So that's not 48. We might need to make some more treated wood. There we go. So if we do this, and was it like that? So yeah, we'll need some more treated wood. That's fine. Do I have wood over here? Let's just make some more. And I don't know how much we can actually make here. But the treated wood was just that around creosote oil. So that's another stack of wood. That might be enough. Let's try that out. Do that. That'll give us 12 of those. And then it must have been something like that, right? There we go. 3 water wheels. Very cool. Another quest. So that gives us a kinetic dynamo and a chance cube. So I'm assuming we can use the kinetic dynamo and a water wheel to make some power and somehow pour water over it. Let's set it up. I'm not sure which way it's gonna face. Okay, it looks like I want to turn that. Maybe I can turn it with this though. I can. Okay, so if we do like that and put a water wheel there. Yeah. I feel like I don't know if I've used this exactly, but I feel like I've used something similar. And then if we just pour water over top, is that going to spin it? There we go. That's kind of neat. This doesn't say anything, so this must not store power. I've never really used immersive engineering. I don't think. I think I used a mod kind of similar before that. It had a water wheel. And I also wonder if the water wheel will break. I'm assuming not. I think the mod that I used before, I think the water wheel broke after a while. So that's kind of neat. I think there's a lot of immersive engineering stuff that is going to open up here. And it looks like a pretty interesting mod. I'm intrigued by it. I'm looking forward to kind of playing around with that. But let's make a blast furnace here. Can these be right next to each other? I want to start making some steel. We can do it in the smeltery as we've done before. It's a little bit complicated. I guess not real complicated, but we need the blazing pyrotheum. I did check it out, and the pulverized coal only smelts like halfway if you only have lava. It will not go past that. So you need the blazing pyrotheum, which is kind of annoying because then you have to empty out your lava tank so that the thing actually burns the blazing pyrotheum instead of the lava. Will this work? There we go. So now with this, if we put iron in there and coke, coal coke, that should give us steel. Is there a byproduct as well? Let's put some more coal in there. And I do have some bottles. Let's put some bottles in there. So what is this going to give us? Because there's 2 slots. Okay, it gives us slag, which isn't, I don't think that's a super useful item. You can use it in an induction smelter, I think. Or no. Like there's a way to get rich slag, which you can use to like increase ore output in an induction smelter, but I don't think slag is really all that useful. So yeah, I want to get a bunch of steel. If we get a bunch of steel, we can make these reinforced blast bricks, which you can make basically an upgraded blast furnace, which allows you to do a little bit more. So once we get enough of that, we can make these. So I guess we'll need 27 steel to make 27 steel plates for that. All right, these 2 things finished up. So we got some coal coke left over. We got 64 steel. We got some more coal coke there, creosote oil, and I'm gonna tear this stuff down. We're gonna go set it up. We're gonna make a bubble for this stuff. This is part of immersive engineering. I keep thinking that this is Railcraft because I'm pretty sure Railcraft has basically the same thing as this. The blast furnace and the coal, the coke oven. I'm pretty sure it's like the exact same. But yeah, that's from immersive engineering. We're gonna start that stuff off over here. So we have a few quests that we're gonna be getting into, building some machines. I don't know how much of this stuff will be useful. So we're not gonna like set up anything permanent, at least until we like really play around with this stuff and figure out what we're doing. So let's see, I want 27 of these. And 27, and then we can combine that with that. So for now, let's put a coke oven right here. Do like right here. Is that right? No, let's move it back 1 just so it's like right in the corner. Although I suppose it might be better for piping. Let's move it out 1. Let's put it right here. Again, a lot of this stuff might move around as we play around with things. Stuff won't be finalized until I figure out what I actually need everything for and how I want to use all this stuff, I should say. And then we'll make a blast furnace over here. And I'm pretty sure it's the same thing. You just have these. No, it's not. Okay, I don't know how to make that then. All right, I looked it up in the immersive engineering book right here, the engineer's manual, and apparently you need a hopper at the top. Because I haven't tested it out, but I guess with the normal blast furnace, you can't input and output items or something. And so that's what's better about this one is you can actually input and output stuff and connect it to other things. I don't really know how it all works, but that's pretty cool. So now we have that blast furnace and we got the coke oven here to make some coal coke. Maybe we'll just stick some coal coke in there. So we'll play around with that in the future. But for now, we have a couple of quests. One of them is this one. We need a tungsten ingot. I'm surprised I haven't picked one up yet, but I suppose I haven't really taken anything out of this chest. But we have tungsten right here. And yeah, there's a crafting part. That's what I figured. So it says surround 1 tungsten with 8 coal. We can do that pretty easily. I don't think I have any more coal on me. Let's just grab a stack. And tungsten and coal. So that, I'm just making a mess. That makes carbide, and that should be that quest. Sweet. Claim reward. So we did that one, and then we also have these power cables, which should be pretty easy. We need a stick, or we need a few sticks. We'll need some aluminum, some copper. Let's see, hopefully I have stuff. Oh, I should have checked that. We need electrum. I thought I have nuggets of electrum. What do I have in here? I have a big mess in here is what I have. We can get some electrum out of there. What about copper? Constant 10. I know I put copper in here, but it might have all turned into other stuff. But we do have this over here. So we have some copper here. We need 4 ingots, and we need 2 ingots of aluminum, I believe. So let's get this electrum, break that down into ingots and crafting bench. So we need different types of wires. One of them is like that, the low voltage wire. And then medium voltage is electrum around a stick. And then high voltage is 2 steel and 2 aluminum. There we go. High voltage. Is that everything for that quest? Claim reward. Very cool. And then we opened up some more quests. I'll have to look at this stuff. We got some high voltage cables, transformers. So I guess that's for hooking power up to stuff. We got wind turbine with different size turbines. That's kind of cool. And connectors. I know you have to use these. With immersive engineering, you actually like connect stuff with wires. And so you have to like put these onto your machines. And then you connect wires from machine to machine, which is kind of cool. But to finish off the episode, let's take a look at these loot bags. So we got some more heart glass. Great. Another tier 1 chance pendant. I've gotten one of these before. So that, I wonder, do they stack? Because that would be kind of nice. We should open up chance cubes one of these days. Another one. Do they stack? That is a good question, because that would be amazing. That would be plus 30 for the chance of the chance cubes, and another ore processing upgrade, which I could put over here. I don't know if it really does stuff with these. It looks like it's trying to, at least. But I know that's supposed to like increase the number of ores you get from these. But when you look at that, it looks like it's only outputting 1 for each dust. So I'm not entirely sure. Maybe you have to actually have ores smelting, like the actual ores that spawn in the ground. But I hope you have enjoyed another episode of Project Ozone, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye, peoples.